We are live. Finally, Big Glen has come back to the crypto cave. Hey guys, welcome for joining. My name's Glenn. This is my channel Big Glen, and I'm trying to vlog my cryptocurrency journey as I go through it. It's been going on, coming up for almost a year soon, so that's awesome. But I've been on holiday for the last week or so. That's why you haven't seen much content from me. I was also at an Indian wedding 2 days before the holiday, so literally I've been away for 10 days to 2 weeks, so hence why you've only seen 1 or 2 videos from me recently. Let's just turn that fan off. But while I've been away, the crypto markets have absolutely plummeted, pretty much to lows of before I started in cryptocurrency, oddly enough. So yeah, it's been a crazy time. There's loads of news going around. Literally every coin is getting slated in one way or another, and it just really reinforces to me my the Bitcoin maximalist within me to come out even more. And I know that's how a lot of people are feeling as well, because Bitcoin dominance seems to be rising. It's now at 53%. It was at like 48 or 49% before I went away. So yeah, it just seems to be going up like almost 1% a day or every couple of days. Bitcoin's at 6.5k, which is quite a big pump actually, since it was pretty much dead on 6k, I think 24 hours ago, maybe 48 hours ago now. I'm losing track of time. I only got back yesterday. Obviously I'm a bit jet lagged and that. Ethereum was the biggest shock though. Ethereum hit under $300. It was at something like 280, I'm gonna say, when I checked. Obviously looking at it, obviously it might have gone a bit lower, but that's the lowest I saw it at. XRP was down to 22 cents, I think, when I checked one. Bitcoin Cash was under $500. EOS is down to $4. Stellar pretty much on par with XRP now, which is insane. I didn't think I'd ever see that, but you know, it's really risen. Litecoin was under $50. Just everything, like, just really cheap. Dave Smith says Neo bargain. Where is Neo? Neo's down in 15th place at $17. Jesus, that was at like $100 at one point. So that is a massive fall. But what I've taken from this, and Frederick joins in, he says, hey, hey, hey. Pretty much every single coin has had, if you look online, all the coins are getting slated, and that's by people on YouTube, people in news articles, people talking about, you know, why something's centralized, why something's crashed. Obviously, I just run through some of the stories that I've seen today, actually. Bitcoin Cash, Bitmain have over 1 million coins, which if you do 500 times 1 million, you do the math. That's how much they own of Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has quite a low amount of circulating, like coins that are actually used, and obviously Bitmain have 1 million of them. XRP, obviously very centralized. That's generally always been the case, but I think people are coming away from that now that it's got a bit of competition with Stellar. Again, a lot of people, I was reading somewhere today about how Stellar is actually, there we go, we've got some news coming through now, how Stellar is actually very centralized. So there's not really any difference from XRP. Litecoin, what's the point holding Litecoin? You know, because essentially it does exactly the same thing as Bitcoin. There isn't really any difference. And Ethereum, they're getting the biggest slating, and obviously that's because of all these ICOs. You had to generally buy them with Ethereum, so you had to buy Ethereum and then you pay in your whatever ICO it was. A lot of these ICOs are now actually coming out and people are expecting things of them. That's not happening, as obviously I found, and as probably a lot of you watching my video know, obviously I invested in Envian, so I have been a part of that, you know, train as well. Envian, they collapsed, so, you know, I wonder what happened to all their Ethereum that they received. They probably obviously dumped it all now, I suppose. But yeah, they seem to be getting hit the most, and it's making everything else tank. Now, looking at the coin market cap website right now, it looks like things are going really well because you've got double-digit greens everywhere. But take that with a pinch of salt, because Ethereum's only gone up, you know, like $15 in the last 24 hours, but that obviously, because now it's worth so little compared to what it was, obviously that looks like it's had an up of 17%, if you see what I mean. Obviously, if you've held this for more than one day, you've pretty much lost some money. So let's have a look at all of them, because this is really the chart you want to be looking at. 7 days, what coins have lost over the last 7 days. It says here Bitcoin's actually gone up in the last week, Ethereum's gone down 16%, XRP down 11%, and this is with the gains today as well. So yeah, these IOTA down 22%. A lot of these actually. Neo down 20%, Ethereum Classic. Now I sort of understand the Ethereum Classic one because obviously it had a massive run up leading up to the Coinbase release. And then I said, well, I'm not saying like I knew, but I had a very big feeling that Ethereum Classic will probably dump after going on to Coinbase. But it seems to be retracing back now, so that's really good. So, what has this taught me? It has taught me that holding Bitcoin, and I was listening to something earlier. I was listening to someone on YouTube, actually, and they were talking about how Bitcoin is the only, it has, I don't know how to word this without upsetting other people, but Bitcoin's the only real cryptocurrency out there. It's, any other coin really has no use cases, and really pretty much every other altcoin or ERC20 token is just a workaround of something you shouldn't be doing, or something they're trying to work around. I don't agree with that 100%, but that is the case for a lot of them. Let's be fair. A lot of these coins are absolutely worthless, really. That's just how I feel. Sorry if you've got a load of coins in something and you're saying, Glenn, what about this? What about that? But even even Ethereum, obviously I joined into the space. Ethereum was, you know, considered one of the biggest compares to Bitcoin because it had an actual use case. It did, and it has, but that use case is now falling apart. So then you've got to say, well, what else is it good for? Is it good for a currency? It's very centralized. It's very volatile. So why not just go for Bitcoin? And if you look at them, obviously everything's tanked quite a lot in the last, I don't know, week or so. Bitcoin hasn't. Bitcoin, it seems that 6K at the moment, at this point in time, 6K seems to be, I would say, and I dare say it, because I said this last time it went to 6K, seems to be the bottom. A lot of people, especially in my Telegram group, which if you want to join, the link is down below. We've had quite a few new members join, which is great. It's great to see a lot more conversation, a lot more activity in the Telegram group chat. A lot of people say, no, it's going to go to 3K, 4K, and, you know, obviously a lot of people jump on the bandwagon. Once things starts going down, they think, that's it, we're falling through the floor, it's over, it's going to crash. And then when we're on the way up, even if it's slightly, people are like, this is the bull run, this is 30K from here. So obviously trying to keep a level head. Even if, oh yeah, and PJ says, now you're getting it. And a random gamer dude says, I would agree with you on that. Join the Discord group. So we also have a Discord group, which I was going to jump in and do a video with that today. But I felt, obviously, coming from holiday, I thought I'll settle in, do a video, get one out there, put it on the board, and then I'll arrange to do another video with the guys in the Discord chat. Probably Sunday, actually. A lot of people have been saying to me, and Russell says as well, this is my YouTube channel, that I should be doing more structured videos. A lot of people have said that I should do set times, set dates. And I've always said that that's quite hard to do. But doing the Discord live chats with Team Bitglen, so it's not just me, you'll be watching obviously all of us, I feel like it would work better a set date and set time, because then everyone could make their plans throughout their week to say, well, yeah, I'm going to join Glen that hour. So it got me thinking while I was on holiday. I don't know about you guys, but please comment or message me through Telegram or whatever. I'm feeling like Sunday is a good day to talk about cryptocurrency. That's generally when things dip, or if they don't dip. Sundays, a lot of people are free. You normally get better viewership on Sunday, so probably more people would take part and join in. So I'm thinking Sunday evenings. I haven't picked a time yet, but it'll be something around 8 PM in the UK. Whatever time that is, if you're in America or whatever. So I'm thinking that sort of time and date every week will be like a Team Bitglen chat. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. But anyway, looking at these charts, obviously Ethereum, this was a statistic that came out, that Ethereum was actually, for the first time, it has actually dipped lower than what it was worth 12 months ago. So this is the year chart, and I shared this in my Telegram group chat. You can see here exactly 12 months ago it was about $300, and as we can see here it dipped down to 284. So it's returned to exactly what it was worth exactly a year ago today, pretty much. So that is interesting. Whereas obviously if we look at, say, Bitcoin, if we look at Bitcoin, what that was worth 12 months ago, so we're going to look at the 1 year chart, it was worth $4,122, whereas now it's worth $6,500. So even if you bought Bitcoin a year ago, you went through this massive bubble or massive boom cycle, and then it all crashed, and everyone's saying Bitcoin's crashed in it, you say, well, hang on a minute, mate, if I cash out today, I've still made money. So that is one of the few coins I think that you could probably say that on. I wonder where XRP is actually, because I know XRP was, it seems to be going up quite a lot in price at the moment, so we're seeing like another pump in the market. Let's have a look. Year to date, a year ago it was worth 16 cents, and not quite there. It's actually worth twice as much as it was a year ago. So XRP doing well comparatively compared to last year, but obviously it was worth over $3.50 at one point. We have got Justin says yo, a random gamer dude says yo as well. Frederick says Sundays are cool. Yes, I feel like Sundays are a good day to talk about crypto. BBL says, sup gents, I'm still hiding in my crypto bunker. It's good to hear from you, BBL. How's that pool going, the one that converts your coins into Bitcoin? So this is, I was thinking the other day, obviously someone mentioned it straight away, that with all these coins dipping in price, obviously the profitability of the machines that I've ordered, the Z9 and the Z9 minis, have really faltered. Now I haven't been able to check this too much because obviously I've been on holiday. This website doesn't seem to load up properly on my phone as well. I can't remember the exact watts of it. I think it's something like that. Let's have a little look. So it's quoting at the moment $40 profit a day, which, yeah, is obviously half what it was. What was that? I don't know, a month or two ago. But if we see some of these coins obviously rise in value again, like if they go up, let's just take Z Classic for example. Everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Z Classic. Not. Let's have a little look at what the price is doing with that. Obviously, if Bitcoin goes up, will all the others join it? I don't know. It seems to be with Z Classic, it seems to be up 15% today. It's actually up 6% against Bitcoin. It was worth $1. That was probably 8-9 months ago. Now it's worth 9, so actually it's not doing too bad. But obviously, as we know, just before the fork to Bitcoin private, it went up to $235, which I was a part of that trend as well. So I don't make very good financial decisions. Do the opposite to Glenn. Ryan says, thoughts on Cardano, Glenn? Tough one. I really am becoming I never thought I'd say this, because I got into this crypto market because of Bitcoin. Same with everyone else. It's the one that I first heard of, but doing my research, and I've looked into quite heavily in the top 10 at least. I don't know if you follow my other videos. I was doing, me trying to learn the top 100 cryptocurrencies. I think I'm at number 9 or 10 at the moment. Things have changed slightly since I've done those videos. But I've done quite a bit of research on the top 10. And obviously I know a few others as well. And slowly, as the weeks go by, I'm becoming more and more a Bitcoin maximalist. And I don't want to say maximalist. I'm not going to be one of those, oh, just hodl and fucking hold on to like dear life and all that. But actually, in terms of use case and decentralization and the philosophy behind it, a lot of these other coins and currencies, unless they're really, really doing something that can't be done elsewhere, I just don't see the point. What's the point? That sounds really negative for me. That sounds really bearish, but you know, I don't know. Over the last year, I've seen the rise of EOS. I've obviously witnessed Bitcoin Cash, the battle between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And Bitcoin, it doesn't have anyone behind it. It just, I can't comprehend this enough. Like, I can't get this message. All these other cryptocurrencies have someone there. They have someone pushing it. Like, they have someone posting tweets, Instagram, doing YouTube videos, you know, saying we're better because of this, doing really cool diagrams. And Bitcoin has nothing. It has no one there. It has no one back. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people that are backing Bitcoin, but no one that's earning anything, that has no incentive to do otherwise. Bitcoin will go up in price in its own fucking time. It doesn't matter about the other coins. So for someone to come out and just say, yeah, Bitcoin, I won't gain anything from being a Bitcoin maximalist, because there's so many other people out there doing it. But like, you know, I'm not, whereas if I owned like a share in, say, like a large amount in XRP, let's just say, and you'll see a lot of YouTubers doing this, they say, oh, I've just invested loads into EOS, or, you know, whatever, Tron, or something like that. And they will talk about that coin all day, every day. They'll do videos about it every single day, because they know, hang on a minute, if I get my 10,000 followers, 10,000 subscribers to all buy into it as well, the price is going to go up. I can cash out, you know. Whereas Bitcoin, I'm not gonna get that. But honestly, I've listened to loads of arguments about different coins and different currencies over the last week. While I've been on holiday, I've been listening to loads of podcasts. I've been doing loads of reading, and everything I hear people talking about cryptocurrency, I'm just like, well, yeah, Bitcoin does that. Bitcoin's better than that. And you could say, Glenn, you're looking at things with a, I don't know, like what they call it, rosy tinted glasses or something. But to me, it's the Bitcoin was created and it got released to the people, and it's the people's products, and everything else has a centralized point of failure. So I was listening to Doug Polk's latest podcast chats that he does, interviews with someone called, I can't remember his name. I think it's something Palm something. But anyway, he was really anti Ethereum, and so was Tony Vays. I remember him talking about Ethereum being shitcoin, and I didn't agree with him at the time, but now I'm starting to look at it. Bitcoin tinted glasses. PJ says centralized shitcoins. BBL also says smash up that like button. Yeah, I forgot to do all that. If you're new to this channel, please click the subscribe button and smash the like. Unless you don't like what I'm saying, then go watch someone else. A random gamer dude says, well, I feel like Bitcoin is the most widely used crypto. I feel like it's more likely to take off. Yeah, and a lot of people will say, oh, one day Bitcoin's going to the moon, and when you say take off, I think it has taken off. It's worth $6,500 for one. That's mental. Like, it's just a digital code that's worth 6,500. I think it has taken off. I think it's done really well. I think the price will go up, and that's what a lot of people talk about. But Bitcoin is the one, and people do it without even realizing. If you listen to any YouTubers or any sort of big figureheads in cryptocurrency, you will hear them use phrases like this. Oh yeah, there's Bitcoin and then there's the altcoins. Now that's saying, right, you have the original and then you have all these copies. And that's what they're saying in that sentence. And they sit there and they defend, I don't know, fucking Stellar, IOTA, Tron, Dash, all that. They're defending it to the earth, but they're still in the same breath saying, yeah, well, it's one of the better altcoins. You've just said it's a copy. That's PJ says, okay, Glenn, you can now say, PJ, you were right. I should have listened to you months ago. You did, PJ, and a lot of people did actually. I've read so much and listened to so much. So Jimmy Song was saying on Twitter today about how he thinks that this isn't the big sell-off that will happen at some point. And he was saying, there will come a time when cryptocurrency, people will feel like you need to get out of it. There's no way it can come back from this. And that's when a lot of the altcoins will fail. And he said at this point in time, it doesn't seem like that. And that's because Bitcoin really, it's still at the same price it was this time last month. We're talking about all these coins crashing. Bitcoin hasn't crashed. I'm probably not going to... Okay, I think this is what I read. Still too much hopium for me to say that this is the bottom. The suffering has to really hurt, and despair has to be the main emotion. It should feel really scary to put money in at this point, and it doesn't feel like that yet. So the reason I'm bringing this all up actually is that obviously, as you guys know, I was looking at, obviously I still am, getting these mining machines, which I'm going to mine. Obviously, I started to think like, oh yeah, I might mine this coin, hold on to it for so long, wait for the price to pump. And now I'm just thinking, I'm going to convert whatever coins I mine straight into Bitcoin. I don't care if the others have a pump one day. The chances of you getting in on that pump are so slim and cashing out at the right time. To me, it's just all about accumulating Bitcoin. I need to accumulate as much Bitcoin as I can, and it even sort of spurred me on. I was like, oh, I need to start saying to people, oh yeah, you can pay me in Bitcoin and stuff like that, so that I just accumulating more and more Bitcoin every month. I need to accumulate. I haven't got enough Bitcoin. I need more of it. So when I see these cheap prices, I want Bitcoin to go down to like 4,000. I want it to go down to 3,000. I want it to be like $100 because I need to accumulate more. And at the moment, I can't accumulate enough. I can't accumulate it fast enough. So, when I see these prices going down like this, I was generally, and I posted it in my Telegram group, I said I'm actually happy that these prices are like this. I don't care about any of the altcoins. There might as well just be a website that is fucking Bitcoin market cap, because I just want to see what this one. I don't really care about all the others. And obviously, that's how I started off with cryptocurrency. And I went down the route of thinking, well, say if Ethereum grew 20% in a day, I could then cash that out and convert it back into Bitcoin. But obviously, as I'm seeing over the last 8-9 months, in my experience, these coins can pump that much, but they can lose that much in exactly the same amount of time, if not faster, because once things start going down, people jump the ship pretty quick, whereas it takes a little while for it to go back up. So I just think, well, we might as well just hold on to Bitcoin, because at least if I bought at 6,000, I can honestly say, well, I doubt it's going to go past that. Like, I know it could, but it's less likely to happen to Bitcoin as it will to, whereas Ethereum, I don't know what the bottom is. The bottom could be $10. I would have said to you 6-7 months ago that the lowest XRP will go down to is 80 cent, and now we're looking at it as 29 cent. Bitcoin Cash went up to 4K at one point. I swear it was 4K or 3.5K, and now we're sitting at $500. And I was reading today, obviously, about Bitmain holding on to over 1 million of the coins of Bitcoin Cash. And I was thinking, God, if they dump that on the market, or if they have this IPO and their shareholders and all that sort of stuff say, yeah, actually, we want you to get rid of Bitcoin Cash, we don't believe in it, that's going to tank the price of Bitcoin Cash. And that is a centralized point of failure. That is one company having the power to shut down that cryptocurrency. It won't shut it down, but it'll be worth a lot less than what we're looking at today. So I was thinking, right, I don't want to own XRP, I don't want to own Ethereum, I don't want to own Bitcoin Cash, I definitely don't want to own EOS, I don't really want to own Stellar because I might as well own XRP. If I was going to buy Litecoin, I might as well buy Bitcoin. I don't want to own Cardano. I don't trust Tether. Monero's okay. From what I've read so far, Monero's another one of the coins. There's a couple of coins actually that have that necessarily, as far as I'm aware, please correct me if I say something wrong. There's a few coins that I'm aware of that have no centralized point of failure. So one of them, the biggest one, being Bitcoin. The next one being Dogecoin. The next one being Monero. They have no centralized person that's in charge of it. They have no centralized massive holding of it. They're projects that have been released into the community, and the community decide obviously how it gets developed and where it moves forward. So there's only those sort of coins that I would actually hold on to. And I don't know if you guys agree with me, but anything from now on, anything with a centralized point of failure, I'm not interested in at all. So that's my point from now on. So I'm sorry if you disagree with that. I'm sorry if I've upset your feelings that you own some Tezos or Zcash or whatever it may be. I was actually hearing about Zcash yesterday, about how it is very centralized. There's like only a certain amount of wallets that own most of Zcash, and obviously they have a 20% tax for the owners of it, so they're accumulating more Zcash all the time. All these projects, and I keep seeing things about them, and I'm like, I thought that was good 6 months ago, and obviously doing these cryptocurrency videos, it was for me to vlog my journey, and everything that PJ said, it's called Zuku Cash. Zuku Cash, I've never heard of that one. Actually, I did hear about a mining thing about Zuku Cash. Oh, is this a joke? PJ, LOL. I assume that's a joke about Zcash. Yeah, so that's my thoughts, guys. So I don't know where I'm supposed to go from here with, obviously, in terms of the YouTube videos and the YouTube, because it'd be unfair for me to do a video on the top 100, because pretty much I can do videos about what they are supposed to be, but in my mind I will always be thinking like, oh, IOTA has a thing called Tangle, blah, 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 but yeah, it's a shitcoin, don't get it. And someone made a suggestion once that I should do YouTube videos about why you shouldn't buy this coin or something like that. And I was thinking, yeah, actually, that's a good idea. But I don't know. Then obviously I get a load of hate from people that obviously believe in that project, and I wish them all the best. I wish all these projects the best, because I know a lot of people that have holdings of these coins, and I know that they've lost lots of money in the last few days. And I've seen loads of YouTubers that are talking about, oh, that's it, I'm giving up, I'll come back in 6 months and stuff like that. I was watching a live stream of about 12 different YouTubers, crypto YouTubers, all in one video. It was through a Crypto Loves channel, and he had a few on there, and there were people I've never heard of. Obviously, they've never heard of me, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll follow some of them, and I was following some, and I swear a couple of them were like, oh yeah, I might, I might give up. And I was thinking, I understand if you've lost 200,000. I mean, I've lost, in that time of being in cryptocurrency, I don't think I've really lost anything. Luckily for me, I actually started thinking like this, and you guys could go back and watch my video. I started thinking about 2 months ago, actually, I don't want to hold any of these coins anymore. I don't want all these projects. I just want Bitcoin. Luckily, I thought that when all the coins were a lot higher. If I'd thought that today, I'd be like, shit, I've lost so much money. And the same with, what's their face? Envian. I actually didn't like the way things were looking at the time, and I cashed out before they hit. I don't even know what they're at now. 10 cent. Although it is up 45% today. What was there like? It went down to 6 cent. So I cashed out at, I think it was 35, 40 cent. And I'd only bought in at 70, so I lost a little bit of money, but not too much. So I seem to be quite lucky in the sense that, obviously, following the markets, I get a feeling and I go with it, and I seem to be, I suppose, making the right trades. Maybe I shouldn't have got into them in the first place, you could say that, but obviously, when you start looking at things and following the crowd, I suppose, if you like, everyone's like, oh, altcoin season, altcoin season. To me, that just says buy more Bitcoin. Everyone's saying today, I've seen loads of articles. I think I saw, that Fast Money show, they said, oh, we might have to hold another Bitcoin funeral because Bitcoin's going to die. That says to me, buy some more. And I actually bought, I've only got a couple of £100 worth of Bitcoin now, but the reason why I'm so happy, I want it to keep going down, to be honest. It annoys me that it's gone up to 6.5 today. Obviously, I need to buy some more miners, so more mining equipment, which I need to convert fiat money into Bitcoin, and obviously I want it as cheap as possible before I make that happen. So I've got about £1,000 that I need to put in. I've just been sitting there waiting for Bitcoin to drop, and when it was at $6,050, I was actually on holiday, and I was the card that I needed the 3 digits on the back. I didn't have it with me. I left it at home. I got back last night. I slept. I was really tired. Woke up today, and it jumped up to 6.5. And I was like, fuck. Now I was thinking, shit, what do I do now? Do I wait for it to go back to 6k, or maybe, I'm hoping the price I'd be really happy with is 5.8. That's the price that I've been mentioning in my Telegram group chat, which you can join down below if you want to. 5,800 seems like a good price for Bitcoin. That's, in my opinion. That's not financial advice. That's the price I was holding out for. I haven't seen it yet. It seems to get to 6k and then it bounces back up a few $100. Today it's actually bounced back $500. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Should I buy in now? Am I just being greedy? Because I'm thinking now that obviously Bitcoin in the next, I'm going to say 5 years, I'm sure we'll look back and say, God, I wish I bought some Bitcoin at 6.5k. PJ says, Zuku is the main developer who controls Zcash. Ryan says, you checked Hashflare. I'm sure they started paying again, but probably stopped again now. That's a good segue, Ryan. Ryan also said, was hoping Bitcoin would drop to 5k. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm hoping for, actually. BBL says, put your Bitcoin big boy pants on. First step, you have to own one. FOMO Glen, Dogecoin. Yes, I love Dogecoin. Yeah, so going back to Hashflare, as Ryan's rightly pointed out, yeah, they paid out, I think, for a couple of days when Bitcoin was at 7.5K. Obviously, then Bitcoin dropped right down to 6K, and it stopped again. So we're in exactly the same place. Although me giving away all my personal information has given me 3 blue bars. Woo! Get in! That's all I wanted. Blue bars. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's click this show more option. Why do I need to verify my account? Level 1. In order to reach the first level of verification, you will need to complete your profile, go to settings, blah, 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 blah. Give your document details, selfie with document. Doesn't actually tell you what you get for being level 2. So it's like completing Mario and finding that the mushroom says, now start again on a hard difficulty. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like there's any point in giving your details to Hashflare. I don't understand. The minimum withdrawal hasn't changed. It's still 0.01. Obviously, I'm way off that. So I'm just expecting that I will never, ever receive a penny from Hashflare ever again. But who knows, if Bitcoin goes up to 20K and I've still got a contract with them. I think my final contracts with them run out in, I'm going to say January, February, no, maybe February, March. So maybe I've still got contracts with them until then because they're year-long contracts. But I'm just going to assume that I will never receive a payout from Hashflare ever again. If I do, it'll be a bonus. I've already written it off in my head. I keep checking it. That's the first time I've checked it today because I knew someone would bring it up in the video. It's the first time I've checked it in probably, I'm going to say 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm not expecting anything from that. What about you guys? Do you feel that Hashflare will ever pay out again? And do you see the price of Bitcoin going up or down? A random gamer dude says dropped from 1K to $200. In 2014, Bitcoin dropped to $2,000 for over a year. But look at it now. Bitcoin is fully capable of making a huge comeback. Sorry. And that is true, actually. It could do. It could get worse from here. It could get better. I was watching another. I've watched so much content over the course of the last 10 days, but I've not had nowhere to vent it. So, like, literally, I've got so many thoughts in my head. I was watching a video about someone showing it. Oh, and I shared it in the Telegram group chat. About a guy who was talking about trends that happen in. Let's go to my YouTube history. You're going to see a load of kid stuff because like this. My kids are watching kid stuff over the holiday. I was watching this guy here. So Colin Talks Crypto. Really cool video.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Colin Talks.
And he was talking about how he's been around in Bitcoin for a long time, and that there always is this pattern of Bitcoin going up massively in price, then there's a correction period, then there's this flat period, which I think we're in at the moment, sort of between 6 and 8K. That seems to be where it's bouncing. Obviously, if you're Bitcoin maximalist, you would say just hodl, just hodl, just hodl, and that's all you would be doing because you're hoping that obviously instead of buying between 6 and 8K that you hope you don't miss this massive run up. But then he was saying that there's this slightly up period, so for me to, you know, speculate that that would happen from where we are now, I would say Bitcoin would have to sort of hit 10, 11K and it would have to sort of go up from there. Then I would think, right, this is in line with what Colin said, you know, back in August, and it looks like Bitcoin's going to make another bull run. That's what needs to happen. But this flat period, how long is it going to go on for? We don't know. That's the thing. And I'm not saying this is financial advice at all. So please don't just think this is definitely going to happen again, because all of these previous incidences that happened, Bitcoin's come a long way since then. We're talking about investors getting involved. We're talking about the NASDAQ getting involved. We're talking about mums and dads getting involved in Bitcoin now. So we could see either very rapid adoption of it, or we could see people think, no, actually, this is just not for me, and just realising actually they don't like it. So there's no guarantees that... I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere. I think it will always be there. But will it be there at $10? Will it be there at $10,000? Or will it be $10 million? I don't know. But he was saying that obviously there's this slightly up period, and then there's a steeply up period. And it seems to be that's what happens with Bitcoin over and over again. So he was talking about
price of $255.
There you go. So he's talking about from April 2013. Obviously a random gamer dude, he's talking about 2014.
November, December. Okay.
So let's see what he's comparing here.
Does. Okay, now let's look at the previous bull run. And so this was at the end of 2012, and it hit like, I don't know, what is this? $17, somewhere in that range. Crashed down, corrected. And let's look at this, break it down. So we have the correction period, a flat period, a slightly up period, and a steeply up period. And then this went on to hit $255.
So that's what you're talking about, it hitting sort of $200. And then obviously, yeah, people will say, oh, do you remember that time it dropped 80% and went from $1,000 down to 200? But obviously now we're talking about being 6K. Does that mean that pattern is going to happen exactly the same yet again? That I don't know. I have no idea. Do I think it will happen? Yes. That's my gut feeling. My gut feeling is that Bitcoin is going to bounce between 6 and 8K. And I sort of talked about this probably about 4 months ago, when I was saying, you know, and this was a pattern that I noted because we looked at the different graphs. I don't know if you guys were about, any of you that are watching this video. We were looking at the different graphs of different year periods of Bitcoin, and there was always a point where there was a massive spike, then a drop off, and then it was flat for a while, and then it spiked back up again. And Richard Hart mentioned about a 2-year bear cycle, and he was saying, you know, this time round, I'm not going to stick around for 2 years. You know, that's not me, because he was a Bitcoin maximalist. He was like, no, just hodl, hodl, hodl. Now he's saying, well, actually, you're better off either making something of value that accumulates more Bitcoin or trading Bitcoin against itself. So obviously cashing out, buying back in, cashing out, and trying to accumulate more Bitcoin, which is what I've been doing a little bit here and there, but obviously with the intent of buying the Bitcoin Z9s, the Antminer Z9s and Z9 minis. So obviously my money's gone now, and I'm glad I did, because do you remember I'd done that video where I was really down about, like, oh no, I know Bitcoin's going to hit 8.5K and all that, and I've just spent it. And I said I found it really hard to cash out. Again, that was a learning curve from me, and obviously now it's hit 6K. So I'm so glad I bought the machines when I did, because my Bitcoin would be worth a lot less now. So that's how I'm feeling as of, what's the date today? The 15th of August 2018. Again, this is a vlog of my journey. I don't know if that resonates with your journey, but that's how I'm feeling. So going forward now, what I would like to do is to just mine whatever coin. I don't care what coin it is, don't care what algorithm it is, but convert it into Bitcoin that day. As soon as I receive it, just put it into Bitcoin. That is it. I don't have any interest in holding Zcash, Z Classic, Bitcoin Private, fucking XRP, Bitcoin Cash. I have no interest at all. It's just all about Bitcoin. And if I'm going to sit there for the next, I mean, if we are in a 2-year bear cycle, I'm not saying we are, but we must be about, well, we're about 8-9 months into it. So, like, I need to accumulate as much Bitcoin as I can in the next 12 to 14 months before that bull run does happen, if it happens. So then obviously I can cash out and then wait for the correction and buy some more and then ride it out again. That's my strategy going forward. What unfortunately that does mean is that it's very hard for me to create YouTube content talking about anything else other than Bitcoin, which I'm sure will either annoy people or get boring. But I don't know what else to say. That's what I've learned in my journey. If you feel the same, you'll probably like my content. If you don't, then you probably want to unsubscribe. But in terms of the channel, actually, my subscribers have gone up. I finally hit past the 1160 mark. Yay! My subscriber count, let me just show you. My subscriber count was 1160 for quite a while, and then it started heading up towards the 1170, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll hit probably 1200 soon. But then it crashed down. Once that whole MVN thing happened, once Hashflare happened, that sort of really knocked me back. My subscriber count dropped dramatically. I think YouTube got rid of a load of scam things from my account. I started to go through all the comment section reporting like abuse or spam from all the, you know, Zilliqa and Telegram commenters, but it seems like every time I ban one of them, two more pop up. But my subscribers, I don't know why, in the last probably 2 days, has just really spiked again. So I don't know if that's more scam people or if that's general people that like my content. PJ says, I can now like your content again. Yay, Bitcoin all the way. Random Gaming Dude says, do you know what Bitcoin fascists are? No, I don't, I'm afraid. Please explain. Crypto Was says, nah, Hashflare dead. Yeah, I think it is. And again, another lesson that I've learned is I will not participate in any cloud mining, streaming service, anything like that. It's either me mining or me buying. That's it. That is it. I've seen some YouTubers as well. They're still creating content, but you can see I can just see it. Because I'm obviously one myself, even though I'm a small one. I can see their tone of voice, their personality, their change, their character just sort of like dwindle away when they're talking about certain subjects. And it's because, and I wonder if I'm going to be like that. If a new coin come out, say Bitcoin, am I just going to be like, yeah, today we're going to talk about Bitcoin? Do you know what I mean? Because you start getting bored of just saying the same thing over and over again. But hopefully, obviously, I'm going to be learning loads with mining, although I'm probably a year behind everyone else. But I was talking to, let's see if I can flip this camera around without tripping my electrics out. Or can I get it all the way around? So what we're thinking of doing is, I was talking to my father-in-law, and he was saying that I should put some sort of, you know, when you go into your bathroom and you see little extractor fans that turn on when you turn your light on or something like that, putting like 2 or 4 of them along the bottom and then having 2 at the top. So basically cold air's coming in from the bottom and the hot air rises and it will go out of the same sort of vents at the top. He said then you'll have a constant circulation of cool air. And he was saying they only cost about £30–40 for like, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. So we're going to be doing that over the next coming weeks. And what I was trying to do is find a way that I can somehow attach my camera or phone up here, so it'll be like you'll be watching a webcam of me doing it, fitting them into the wall. And then obviously once these miners turn up, should be the end of this month, if not beginning of next month. Obviously stacking up the Z9s and the Z9 minis. And then obviously eventually getting some GPUs. I've been looking loads into the next generation of GPUs that are due to come out, and I believe that Nvidia, this is something I'd read, I think they've got a like gaming conference, or you know, like a exhibition type thing coming up pretty soon, and that's where they're expected to announce the next lot of GPUs. So obviously I want to try and get involved in that, get some GPUs going. A lot of people say, Glenn, just buy some cheap ones. You can do, and obviously that will help me learn how to set them up and program them and all that. But I want the biggest and best, so I was thinking about getting some of those, obviously making a rack and shelf here. I'm also going to, like I say, create a wall up here, and this is all going to happen now. What's been happening in my personal life financially, I've been quite restrained. That's why I haven't finished the shed off. But over the next coming months, like at least the next coming weeks, I will start to have a lot of sort of spare money, which I can finish this off pretty quickly. Because once I've got the money, it'll only take me a day or two. Then build this wall, that will only take me a day or so. Then we can put those things in the wall. Obviously, then we'll get the miners here. I can get them stacked up. Could do some videos unboxing them, and obviously mining with them, doing this how to set up sort of videos. Then obviously how to convert whatever coins you mine into Bitcoin and stuff like that. And then, you know, that's where this channel is probably going to be heading towards. So if you like that sort of stuff, please give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you're new to this video. You said fash it wrong, LOL. Bitcoin, I don't know how to say it, sorry. Bitcoin fascists or fascists are websites where you watch an ad and you get a little bit of Bitcoin from the website. It doesn't give large amounts, but it's good for beginners. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen one of those, no. And I wonder how much Bitcoin they give you, because you only get pence for watching if someone watches a YouTube ad, and that's if you're a YouTube creator. But yeah, I remember the last time, I just want to end on this note actually. I won't be going on holiday anytime soon, because last time I went on holiday was January of this year, end of December, January, and that's when Ripple went up to $3.50, and by the time I came back from my holiday, that had crashed, everything else had crashed. Bitcoin went from like 20k down to like 12, and then this holiday, I went on holiday with Bitcoin sort of climbing up towards the sort of like 8k mark, 8.5k, and now we're talking about it being 6k again. So I was thinking, God, this like, I shouldn't go on holiday. Every time I go on holiday, there's a massive correction. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for joining in the live chat. I really appreciate it. Again, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, and you'll see a video from me tomorrow. So see you later, guys. Bye.